Well, holy what I just witnessed tonight on Monday Night Football feels like a human rights violation. Daniel Jones's body was beat to an absolute pulp. Why was Brian Daboll still trying to pass the ball late in the third and in the fourth quarter? You can't tell me that he watched that game and thought that they had even the smallest inkling of a chance of winning that game. They absolutely do not care about protecting Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones also doesn't care about protecting himself. He just constantly takes hit after hit after hit, clearly doesn't believe in sliding. I mean, I get that Daniel Jones has heart, but at a certain point, as the coach, as the organization, you gotta protect the man from, number one, himself, and from, I don't know, the Seattle Seahawks 4-man rush. They're getting home. They had almost 10 sacks in the game. I mean, what are we talking about here? I don't understand why the organization would make such an investment in a player and then not encourage him to slide or to even scheme the things that he does best on top of improving the protection. Daboll's supposed to be this otherworldly offensive guru, and you're telling me that this guy can't make the protection the number one priority after coming out of the locker room after half? I have never seen a player in the slot dominate the way that I saw Witherspoon absolutely dominate. Apparently, he doesn't even play in that position, and he somehow seemed to be single-handedly picking Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll apart. This was one of the hardest games to watch that I've watched in a long time. Just watch Daniel Jones get beat to an absolute pulp for almost 3 hours. It's one of those situations where there's multiple things true at one time. Number one, Daniel Jones is still not very good regardless of the massive investment they made in him. Number two, Daboll seems to have taken a step back in his offensive play calling. And number three, the offensive line without Andrew Thomas is absolutely barbecue chicken. Absolutely horrible. It's one of the worst things I've seen. I was a major believer in the New York Giants. I thought they could only get better. But how do you explain what the hell is going on there in East Rutherford? I think it's just absolutely bizarre that Daniel Jones still doesn't understand when to take a sack, when to eat it, or when to throw the ball away. It's like that's not even in his vocabulary. It's like it's not even in his brain. I just want to know, how's a guy been in the league 5 to 6 years and he still doesn't understand when to take a sack, when to give up on a play, when to throw it on the ground and protect the receiver? Like, I'm not saying this whole loss is on Daniel Jones, but it's clear that with him being a subpar number one protector of the football, right? I think he might have the most fumbles at the quarterback position since he's entered the league. Two, he's not a good decision maker. And now you're gonna put a guy like that who needs all of the support in the world, you're gonna put him behind that offensive line without bringing in a couple tight ends and a running back or two? I mean, it's like unbelievable what I am seeing. I very rarely get up on here and feel so completely baffled, but I just think Brian Daboll, they're gonna drag his ass through the mud in the New York media in the morning. If I was Giants ownership, I would want his head on a platter after this. I mean, you feel horrible for New York football fans. Both teams just are complete and utter mess.